Every single day I have to shovel snow like crazy in this frozen wasteland. But I'm not doing this for fun. I'm doing it to make the black surface underneath more visible, because this is a massive SOS distress signal. I've been stranded in the Arctic for 3 years after surviving a plane crash. To stay alive, I repeat the same 3 tasks every day. The first is clearing the snow from my SOS signal. The second is checking my fish traps on the ice. Today I was lucky enough to catch a small fish, but there was no joy on my face. I've been eating this kind of food for 3 years now. After getting some energy back, I moved on to my third daily task. That's grabbing my signal transmitter and climbing to the highest peak nearby, cranking the generator like mad to send out a distress call. The transmitter never gets any response, but it's the only hope keeping me alive. What makes it even worse is that the Arctic is currently in its polar day phase, so I can only crank the transmitter for a while before rushing back to camp, then repeat the same routine the next day. But today, while going through my usual tasks, I noticed the fish container on the ice had been smashed open. There was even a massive footprint on the ground. I immediately sensed danger because this meant a polar bear was lurking nearby. To survive, I quickly hid inside the plane wreckage. After watching carefully for a long time, I didn't see any sign of the bear, but before I could catch my breath, the alarm on my watch went off. That meant it was time to climb the mountain and send my signal. After resting for a bit, I took the risk and headed to the peak. I cranked the transmitter while staying alert to my surroundings. If I didn't, I could easily end up as a polar bear's meal. I kept cranking but still got nothing. Just as I was about to give up and head back, the indicator light on the transmitter suddenly turned green. Hope surged through me instantly because this meant someone nearby had picked up my distress signal. I started cranking even faster in excitement. As the green light kept flashing, a small helicopter slowly came into view. Seeing my rescue plan finally working, I immediately pulled out my flare, lit it, and waved frantically at the helicopter.
Over here! Over here! Hey! Here! Over here! Over here!
I thought I was finally saved, but just as the helicopter flew toward me, a massive storm suddenly swept in at the worst possible moment. It tossed the helicopter around violently, and then the unthinkable happened. Watching this unfold, my heart sank to rock bottom, but I had no other choice. I had to rush to the crash site to save anyone I could. When I finally managed to pull the pilot out, I found he had a head injury and had already stopped breathing. Just as I was drowning in despair, I noticed the woman in the co-pilot seat was still breathing. I quickly pulled her out of the wreckage, only to discover a long gash across her stomach.
Where do you keep your medical kit? You understand what I'm saying? A medical kit.
Eventually, I found a first aid kit and patched up her wound as best I could. We spent the long night inside the helicopter wreckage.